overrated, underrated, or well-rated brawlers. From all the 78 brawlers, I'm gonna be telling you which are the ones that I've said. Okay, let's start with Shelly. Right now, I think it's overrated because many people play on Showdown or some game modes like that, but it's so difficult for you to get great value right now. Even though the hypercharge used to be quite good, right now it's quite bad because there are so much better tank counters in 33 game modes, so that's gonna be quite sad. And she's overrated. Next, Nita. I think it's well rated because she is only good against tanks because of the bear and the gadgets and star power, but also just good in the game mode heist in closed up maps. But yeah, she's well rated, I think. Colt. I think he's a bit overrated, not that much, but a bit, just enough for it to be on that side because he's quite good. I think just in heist, sadly, because he's quite a fun brawler for you to play. It depends so much skill, sadly, also, so you need to play quite good for you to reach the best potential in him. So for Bull, I think he's underrated just a little bit because he's quite good if you can play good with him. In some game modes such as Heist, he's quite good in there, obviously, but also against those squishy brawlers in some modes such as Brawl Ball is quite good also. You need to have the best continue the abilities and the great situations that you can get with him. So for Brock, sadly, I think it's a bit overrated because he's only good in heist, bounty, and knockout, but if it's quite difficult sometimes for you to hit your shots, you depend so much on getting your super or getting the star powers and the gadget, the use of it in certain situations. So he's just a little bit overrated, in my opinion. El Primo. He's also, I think he's well rated because many people just take him as a normal tank. He's not as broken as other tanks, even though it has a hypercharge and a great situation, so much HP. But he depends so much on getting the super, and if he doesn't get it, or it's quite difficult for you to get it, it's gonna be quite bad for it. Next, Barley. Oof, I think he's well rated also. He's a quite meh brawler right now. It depends so much on the bans, on the picks in, for instance, ranked or in 3v3 game modes for trophy pushing is just meh because you depend so much on so many situations. You having a great map, I think maybe on bounty or knockout some maps, but yeah, he's just well rated. Poco, I think he's underrated, to be honest, because he's one. It's so close between him and Byron as the best healing and supporting brawler. He's so amazing in those situations where you have double tank or at least one tank and you need to push against the enemies. So, for instance, in Gem Graph, also just some passive game modes such as Hot Zone and that is gonna be quite good, and I would recommend you for you to play with him. Rosa, it's a bit overrated because she fell off so much. I don't know completely why. I think she got a nerf, but yeah, she right now is quite bad as a tank, even though hypercharged one. It's so difficult. You have so much counters, so many brawlers that are so amazing right now. Jessie, I think she is underrated. Many people just see her as a cute brawler for you to play, just a meh one. You need for you to hit your shots and for the enemies to get closed up between each other for them to bounce on each other. But the hypercharge is one of the best ones in the game. Also paired up with the star power and gadgets and gears, it's so amazing because she got also a recent buff of you getting the shots faster for you to charge your hypercharge. So that's so amazing. Dynamite, I think he's well rated because he is quite good in the meta in some closed up maps. If you can hit your shots, your hypercharge is quite good. If you can, as I've said, hit your shots. But yeah, he's quite good in here. Next, Tick. I think he's a bit underrated because he's still the best control brawler in the entire game. In those, I think mainly in Knockout, it's so amazing him, and maybe some bounty maps. But yeah, he's quite good at controlling. If you play him good, like controlling many sides in the enemy side, many zones in the enemy side. It's gonna be quite good. You have so much ways for you to survive. Yeah, I think he's a bit underrated. 8-bit. I think he's a bit underrated because he is quite good in so many situations. I think if you can hit your shots and you don't have an enemy Colette or some brawler that tanks this specific brawler, sorry, he's quite good in gem grab. I think maybe the best myth if you can hit your shots, get your turret, escape with the cartridge, cheer cartridge, and also with the plugged in. Yeah, he's quite good. And also in bounty, some more passive game mode, he might be quite good if you have good teammates for you to support, and also in heist. Okay, Rico, he's also a bit underrated because this gadget I think is one of the best in the entire game because the worst part about him is that he's quite bad against those aggro brawlers. If a Miko jumps onto you, you are gonna be killed almost instantly. Mortis, Nedgar, but with this one and this amazing composition, he's one of the best and quite underrated. Daryl, I think he's overrated. For low trophies, he's quite good because you can get an easy kill for 1v1 situations, but on 3v3 game modes, he doesn't have any good game mode, to be honest. Sadly, he's quite bad in the current meta. Penny, I think he's well rated. He's, I think, just good in maybe some gem graph maps, but not good like A or S tier, maybe just B tier. So yeah, she's gonna be quite bad. And Hudson, without those game modes, he's quite bad. Carl, I think he's underrated right now because this new amazing gadget of hit ejector, 740 damage per second. I don't know for how much seconds. I think it's 5 or something like that. Protective pirouette, it's so amazing. He got an amazing buff recently, and he's quite good. And also in, let me remember what is the game mode that the ranked modifier. Sorry, sick beats. Yeah, he's the best brawler in there, so that's gonna be quite interesting. Next with Jackie, I think she's overrated. Many people think she's quite good because she has an interesting hypercharge, slowing enemies close for 1.5 seconds. But yeah, she is not that good. So difficult for you to get your super down, to get your shots. If you pick a good map, you maybe can play good with her. But if they have a Charlie, a Colette, a Cordelius, some brawlers that counter so much because you don't have so much possibility, you only have 25% faster for 4 seconds. For Gus, I think he's well rated right now. He isn't good in almost anything. Specifically, he is not an A or S tier in any specific game mode or map or modifier. He's just meh, and many people have said that. So yeah, he's well rated. Bo, I think he's a bit underrated because he's still one of the best mids in heist. Is quite good also the mines on the heist, on the safe and the heist. Also hot zone, he's quite good in there. And finally, I think the best game mode, gem graph, some gem graph maps, he's so amazing because of the star power, the mines are so amazing. Ems, I think she's a bit overrated because right now she is quite bad. The only good thing she has is this friend owner gadget against those aggro brawlers. If you are against all tanks in hot zone, it's gonna be quite good. But if you are gonna go against a Miko, a Mortis, you have any possibility and you're gonna get destroyed. Stu, I think he's also a bit underrated because he's one of the best brawlers. Just mainly because of this speed zone, it's so amazing for you to support your teammates. The abilities, star powers are so amazing. I think mainly in maybe some gem grab maps, but obviously Brawl is one of the best ones in there. Piper, I think she's a bit underrated also because she's the best brawler, one of the best marksmen. The range is so amazing on her. The damage, the star power, the gadgets, so amazing. And for you to abuse her, it's so common, and you should obviously enjoy it tons. In so many game modes, bounty, knockout, some gem graph, maybe just some brawl ball. Yeah, she's just so versatile. Pam, I think she's well rated because mainly she's quite amazing in hot zone. That's one of the best picks. If you can get your turret down, paired up with the gadgets, the gears, and the star power, it's so amazing on her. Okay, let's continue with Frank. Oof, he's well rated, one of the worst brawlers, and so many people know that, so he's gonna be well rated. BB. This might be a bit controversial, but in my opinion, she's overrated. Many people think that she's quite good because of the hypercharge, you get it so easy, but if it wasn't for the speed and shield buff, it would be really bad because Baby's bouncing ball splits when hitting an enemy. It's not that good because in some, for instance, on the heist zone, in the safe, it's gonna be quite good. But if you get the hypercharge, it's not that good. A bit overrated. For B, I think she's well rated. Many people think she's a good marksman, and she is, mainly because of the super. Those slowing is so amazing against the enemy, so bad for them, because if your teammates can support you, it's gonna be amazing. Nani, I think she's a bit underrated. Many people just think that she just is good on bounty and knockout, and that might be good, but she's like top 5 brawlers in those game modes. You can play them on any open map, or if you open the map, or if it's the modifier of time zone or timeout or something like that. Yeah, she's one of the best ones, marksmen in the game also. Edgar, I think he's well rated. Many people think that he's broken, but I don't think that he's specifically broken in Mythic, Legendary, and Masters ranked. He's only good, I think, in maybe many knockout maps, and maybe some bounty maps. Griff, I think he's underrated. Many people think that he is quite meh, but I think he's one of the best brawlers in the game. He has so much damage. This guy did it so amazing for opening the map. He has amazing gears, and this star power healing constantly. If even though it's just a little bit, it changes so much interactions. Grom. Okay, he's well rated. He's one of the best throwers in the game right now, mainly obviously in bounty knockout, because that's the only place where all throwers are just a bit good. But yeah, he has so many things going good with him, and he's well rated by the community and the pro players. Bonnie, I think she right now is overrated. Many people think, and I used to think that, the supercharge, getting your super with 3 shots, it's so broken. Paired up with the gadget, it's so amazing. If you have the extra gadget, it's so perfect. And the super star power is so amazing. But to be honest, you can just get 1 kill instantly if you get that super. But if you die and one of your teammates dies, it's gonna be so difficult for the other teammate to get that situation. Gale, I think he's well rated. Many people think that he's quite good, but I think he's just a bit above average because he's one of the best against tanks. But if even right now he's not that good, so that's gonna be quite bad for him. Colette, I think she might be just a bit overrated because many people think that she's so broken, and she is just mainly 100% in heist, one of the best brawlers there. But if the enemies don't have a tank for you to destroy, she's gonna be having a quite bad situation, quite bad possibilities, because it's gonna be quite difficult for you to enjoy it. Belle, I think she's a bit underrated. Many people think that she just got a good buff on the hypercharge, and yeah, she's a normal brawler, but I think she's top 5, top 10 brawlers in the entire game right now, so that's gonna be amazing, because this just gets you 100% of a kill, and you don't need to jump into an enemy, such as Miko or, for instance, Edgar. But yeah, she's one of the best, and she's a bit underrated. Next, Ash. He's well rated. Many people think that he's bad, and I completely agree with them, because he's quite bad right now. Just a meh brawler. You don't have anything good going with him specifically. Lola, I think she might be a bit underrated because she's one of the best damage dealer ones right now, paired up with this Star power is so amazing for you. These gears, the gadgets is so amazing, and she's a bit underrated because she has so much versatility in so many game modes. Sam, he's overrated, complete 100% overrated. It was seemed like one of the best assassins in the game, but right now he's quite bad. He doesn't have anything good coming on. There are so many better assassins, so much better control brawlers for you to that you are gonna get destroyed by them. Next, Mandy, just a bit overrated because in so many game modes, mainly in knockout and bounty, because that's where she's the one, a quite good one. Many people think that she has the longest range, she has a great super, but if you don't hit your super, you're gonna get so bad, and you need to stand still to have the largest range in the game, the longest, sorry. So yeah, she's a bit overrated. Maisie, overrated brawler. Right now, you need 4 shots for you to charge the super, and the hypercharge also got a nerf on that, so it's gonna be sadly quite bad, and it was gonna be quite difficult for you to push her. Hank, well rated, one of the worst brawlers right now. He might be above average, just a little bit above average in some game modes that you are closed up and they have squishy brawlers, but yeah, he's well rated because he's quite bad right now. But I think she's also well rated. Many people think she's a good controller and damage dealer, and she's quite good on that. You just need to hit your shots, get your super, and continue supporting your teammates. Larry and Lori, I think it's a bit underrated right now, even though they got like 13 nerfs in the last couple of months. They are one of the best brawlers in the game. I think the first or second thrower in the game, so that's gonna be quite amazing. Quite good control, but yeah, they are just not as good as they were, but they are continuing doing good. Angelo, quite underrated. Many people think he's just quite good, but in so many bounty, knockout, and obviously the modifier on rank where all the walls get destroyed, he's the best marksman in the game. He hasn't got a nerf. He has one of the best star powers, gadgets, gears, and supers in the game, so he's so amazing. Mortis, he's overrated right now. Many people play him because it's quite fun, to be honest, to play, but so difficult for you to hit your shots, to have good matchups against the enemies. Also, for you to hit your super is quite difficult. Next, Star, I think she is well rated. She's just good, in my opinion, in gem graph, some bushy gem graph maps, and maybe also Brawl Ball. But if you fail your super, it's gonna be quite bad. Jin, I think he's a bit overrated because many people think that he's one of the best in bounty and knockout. He's quite good, but if you fail your super, it all depends on your super. And if you fail, the best thing about him, it's gonna be quite bad, and he's just by that a bit overrated. Max, I think she's underrated, so much underrated. Right now, if they have so many squishy brawlers and they pick like an amazing Mortis, Miko, or Edgar counter, such as Shelly or something like that, Max is gonna be one of the best possibilities that you are gonna have to win those squishy situations. Mr. P, I think he is well rated, quite bad brawler right now. Many people think like that. I just pushed because of this amazing the boss player title, but if not, I would have played with him that much. Sprout, I think he's right now a bit well rated. Many people think that the hypercharge is so broken on heist, and yes it is, but if you can get it done and you have bad teammates, you're gonna get destroyed so easily. He's quite good also in some knockout and bounty maps. Byron, I think he's a bit underrated. He's one of the best or the best healing brawler in the entire game, so you are gonna be having so much things going on with you in here. And yeah, you need to do so much things, and hopefully you enjoy playing with him because he's a bit underrated. Squeak, he's well rated, one of the worst controllers right now. He doesn't have a specific game mode or situation where he's good. Lou, I think he's a bit underrated because he's the best. If you can hit your shots, he's still the best hot zone brawler in the entire game because of the super, the hypercharge, the star power, and gadget. It's so amazing, everything in him for that specific game mode. Ruffs, Coroner Ruffs. He's a bit underrated also because the super is one of the best in the entire game because of the extra things. Powering up your teammates is so amazing. The gadget so broken. Yeah, he's quite underrated. Boss, I think he's overrated. If you have an against a squishy team comp, it's quite good, but hypercharge many people think, oh, so broken, oh my goodness. But if you cannot get your super onto the wall and recharge, you're gonna be avoiding and sadly not enjoying it tons. Fang also overrated. Sorry, the hypercharge you need so much for you to get it, and once you have it, it's gonna be quite difficult for you to get your super done with the hypercharge if the enemies see you and get far from each other. He's a bit, not that much, but a bit overrated. If I think she's underrated, I think one of the best knockout and bounty brawlers. The pressure that you can get with her is so amazing. Janet, well rated, a really bad brawler right now, not specifically good in anything. Otis, underrated. He's one of the best tank counters in the game because of the super. So much damage you can deal, the gadget, so amazing. Buster, I think he's underrated also. One of the best tanks right now because of the gadget and the super star power, so amazing on him for support, and if you have growth teammates, you're gonna enjoy it tons. Gray, underrated also, one of the best bounty and knockout brawler against those squishy throwers, Piper, those brawlers, and this he has still one of the most amazing and interesting supers in the game. RT, also underrated. He's quite good in bounty and knockout because of the ability to get that mark on the enemies, and if you have good damage dealing teammates, you're gonna enjoy it tons. Next, Willow, I think she's well rated. One of the worst throwers right now, sadly, because she has an interesting super, but quite bad right now. Next, Dog. Overrated right now because he used to be a really good brawler, but right now, if you don't have a good team comp or if you don't have that situations where you need to get those teammates with you close and those closed up maps, it's gonna be quite bad. Okay, let me check. Okay, sorry about that. Chuck, I think he's overrated. He's the best brawler in heist if you can get your turrets, your posts, sorry. But he's one F tier or C tier in almost any other game mode. Charlie. Many people think that she's the best brawler, and they would be right. One of the best. Top 3. Yeah, I think top 3 best brawlers in the game. The ability, the super is so amazing. You getting cocoon onto the enemies, getting them unavailable for them to support their teammates. She's gonna be just a bit underrated because many people know that she's broken, but not that many people know everything about her. Miko, underrated also. He's the best thrower counter in the game in those knockout and bounty game modes. He's so broken. Melody, I think well rated. Many people think that she's broken, and they are right. Top 5 brawlers in the game. And she doesn't have a hypercharge, so imagine that. And yeah, the super gadgets, gears, and star power so amazing on her. Spike, also underrated because many people think that the hypercharge is quite bad. They would be kinda in the correct, but he's the best damage dealer or one of the best in the game, destroying so much assassins or really aggro brawlers is so amazing for you with them. Crow is overrated. Sadly, this got so many nerfs. It used to be for 5 seconds, and right now it's for 2 seconds. This, sadly, I think that this is not quite good on him. Yeah, he doesn't have an amazing hypercharge. It's quite difficult for you to get. Yeah, it's quite bad. Leon, I think he's a bit underrated because he still is one of the best. Top 5 also best brawlers in the game. Lingering smoke. Yeah, everything about him is perfect. If you can hit your shots, your super, get it done with the hypercharge is broken. Sandy is also underrated. One of the best brawlers, best control brawlers in the game. The super, I think this might be top 5 best supers. Sorry, star powers also. Super Sandstorm, so amazing. Amber also underrated. Sorry, she is quite amazing in so many situations. The worst thing about her is she's quite weak against those aggro brawlers, but with these dancing flames, you're gonna have a great time with her. Meg also underrated. Many people think it's quite good, but she's quite amazing in so many game modes. So much possibilities that you have with her. Surge, he's overrated. If you cannot get your first stage 1 super, you are gonna be one of the most useless brawlers in the entire game. And it's quite difficult in those legendary, mythic, and master ranked lobbies. Chester, he's also a bit overrated. He's quite bad right now. Quite interesting because of the different supers and things coming on, but he's quite bad right now. Cordelius, he's well rated, one of the best brawlers in the game, and so many people know that. So that's gonna be amazing. And Kid, he's I think just a little bit underrated, because the best thing is the cardboard box, invisible 5 seconds, and super 100% faster while stationary is so amazing. You can also be a good support to your teammates, but yeah, she's just a little bit underrated. So yeah, that's all the brawlers ranked, how overrated, underrated, or well rated they are. Hopefully you enjoyed it, guys, and see